Oh, we are, oh, we are, oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, we are, yes, yes. Oh, we are, oh, we are. Oh, we are, oh, we are, oh, we are. Oh, we are, oh, we are.
Wow. That was a really powerful and inspiring film. Congratulations to you both.
Thank you
Oh, thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Oh, I really don't even know what I can begin to say. I really just there were so many elements, and I believe it's Demi and
Yes.
Pablo.
Yes.
You did such an amazing job. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. Full disclosure, sometimes you watch a film and it's like, okay, that was nice. But I found this one to be very moving and on so many different levels. The stories were absolutely powerful and tragic and powerful. And with of course taking a very positive spin as people's resilience grew. Um, but I guess I'm not sure if we're going to have any questions, but maybe I'll just ask you a couple of questions while I'm waiting for people to maybe put something in the chat.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally.
Sure.
Yes.
I guess the first question for me, I mean, of course, you have the canvas of these very powerful stories. And I'm just wondering why you chose to tell these stories or to frame these stories in dance.
Well,
Mm,
um, first of all, we want to say thank you for featuring us
yes.
in this festival. It's a pleasure for us as young filmmakers to be shown and advertised in this kind of platforms. They are really helpful and important for us. So, honestly, this is not a work of just the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
We regularly what we do. I'm a musician and Pablo is a visual artist.
Yes.
We just combined our works together in these kind of projects, and we have a friend in common, which is the one that came out with the idea of making a story about making a film about the stories of these women. She's the one that lives in Richmond, Virginia. Her name is Alicia Adoche. She was a
Yes.
producer of this film, and she just had some funds to make the film, but when the pandemic hit, we they weren't able to film and to do all the shooting stuff for the film in a documentary way.
Yeah.
So she,
So this was an opportunity that grew out of the pandemic and all of
Yeah.
the restrictions with the crew and with the talent. And oh
yeah,
my goodness, well, what a creative way to handle it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. As we are married, we But
Congratulations.
yes, normally she travel and she does her work as a musician. And me by my side, I do my photos and video arts. The pandemic join us in this,
Yeah,
make us make
the pandemic just stopped,
our regular
yeah,
life.
uh,
Well, for everyone, I'm afraid, yes.
yeah,
No.
but at the end we found a different way to express ourselves
Yes.
part. So actually the pandemic gave us the opportunity to collaborate together.
Mm.
And Sunlight Around the Corner is originally a film series. So they are like five films called Sunlight Around the Corner. We were chosen to tell these stories specifically, but they are more stories under the same name. That's why the film has one name and how can I say that in English? Like one name, like the main name that is the name of the series, and another name
And then the golden sparrow
that is
to
the name of this
Oh,
specific.
yes, I see what you mean. Well,
Yeah.
I think, I the dance was haunting, and I very riveting. You couldn't stop watching. But I think the music was amazing.
Oh,
I mean, it could be just the sound, just to listen to the music. It just spoke in so many different ways. I can't even describe it either because I'd have to listen to it again. But I just felt that it took you into a different realm. So you are not just dealing with the sadness and left in the sadness and the desperation and the pain of these women's stories, but you are uplifted by the music and the dance, because the what you're seeing and the music that you're hearing are completely different than the stories in many parts. Yeah.
yeah. So Um, first of all, I have to say that Dailin Martinez, the dancer, she's a star. We love her so much, and she completely improvised the her performance. The
Wow.
idea was that she will be listening to the words, the real testimonies of these women, and she will be trying to like embodying what they were.
Embody, yes. Well, and she did. I mean,
So
there was one
Dailin
part
didn't.
where somebody told her something sad, and she just stopped and she looked down and she held her chest, and I thought, oh yeah, she's definitely reflecting exactly what is being said in this moment.
Yeah, but I wanted to say that Dailin were just listening to their voices. So Dailin was dancing with no music. Was
Wow.
Yeah, music was
we
added after
in
her performance.
in verse. We did it at uh, the opposite way to do it.
Yeah, so
The
we
music was
yeah, the
there.
music was added after her
I
performance.
understand. Post-production music. Oh, that was
Yeah,
must have been fun.
we had,
No,
I mean,
you create. They create as the musicians the music through the movements
yes, we
of
were
Dailin.
like following every single movement she will do, and we will try to imitate her movements through music. So I have to say that I got a beautiful team of girlfriends. We are all women behind the music scores of the film. We got the Juno winners. They just got the Juno for best album of war music.
Wow.
We got the girls of Okan to collaborate in the percussion and the violin side and a lot of the backing vocals. And we got the beautiful Dana Olano.
Oh,
She's a piano player. She was working by my side, like we were like watching every movement and say, okay, let's do this now and let's do another thing now. And I am the singer and another and one of the other composers of the scores. So it was a big process,
Mm.
step by step. First, selecting the testimonies that we wanted to use, then getting the right person to embody their testimonies through dance, and then trying to translate her movements with the music.
Well, there was a lot of translating going on, and I think that all of it really worked quite well. I was thinking how empowering this film would be for, the women who are actually in these situations right now. Number one, people who are in some of the shelters, that not just in Richmond, but because even though it's maybe, the overarching issue is the same no matter where you are in the Western world. Um, things happen, and all of a sudden you find yourself in, a very terrible situation. Credit being affected, housing, losing your apartment, and having a job, yes, and, being dedicated to it, but it pays so little, it's completely useless for your needs. And I think that a lot of people can understand or have been there or are still there. And I think your film would be very helpful in giving people uh, a way of looking at their situation, that, yeah, while it might be awful now, things can change. There is hope.
There is
Yeah,
always hope, and
yeah. I think we is the movie is like inspire
yeah, it
inspires people. Yeah, it's
Absolutely. Absolutely.
we are actually new.
motivational.
We are actually newcomers in Canada. That's
Yes.
why our English is not perfect yet.
Well, your English is better than my Spanish, I can assure you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
um but I think, and that's, that speaks to another whole story right there, the fact that you're working in another language. I mean, even though my second language is French, and technically I'm supposed to be bilingual, but I didn't use my French as much. So I can read it. I still can read it, but to have a conversation is more of a challenge, because those opportunities over many years, just you lose that ability. And
Yes.
Totally.
so it's hard. And you've been able to work with understanding the nuances of these stories being told in English, even though it's not your first language, and to additionally to be able to add the language of music and the language of dance on top. I think it's just an amazing film, and I congratulate you on it.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much. Thank you.
Well, I don't see anybody having a chat. Yeah, any comments? Oh my gosh, that's too bad.
It's
It's
fine.
okay. Yeah.
But you know what? I truly wish you all the best with this film.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
I think that this is, you really, all of the films that Comfest tries to include are speaking towards making things better and the social good and real issues. And I think that your film for sure is one of those films. And thank you so very much for having created it and for sharing it with us.
Thank you so much for choosing
Yeah.
us.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure for us to be in this space, especially as newcomers,
Yeah.
as young filmmakers, as young artists, in
It's
a
pretty.
pandemic moment.
It's,
Oh yes, the moment we all love.
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And good night, everyone.
Good
Good
night.
night.